Yo, what's up everyone? How y'all doing? What's up Ryan? What's up Mike? Barb, how's it going? Barb, you catch the trade today? What's up, Beardy? Good to see you. Yeah, we might get another chance. There was like a little trade here. I didn't take it though. I closed my long up here. I just happened to close it kind of like right near the top here because it's only like $100. Wasn't worth the risk for me. Yeah, I was looking at this just before the stream. It's like a 3 risk to reward. I didn't take it. Probably gonna watch it hit now, but. What's up, To the Moon? How's it going? Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, I still like these zones. We'll have to see though. It is coming into October, the end of the month. Just looking at Market Cipher, we got money flow across into the green. We got green RSIs, green dots, looking good. But yeah, this would be a great long if we get it. If we get the like 15-minute or 1 hour break here, man, lead that into a daily break. That would be awesome. But I like these 4 hour bull trends. I can just take scalps like this all day, dude. Love it. What's up, J-Rock? Good to see you. What's up, Jillian? Okay. We'll kind of give people a second to roll in here because I feel like a lot of people miss the Bitcoin TA normally. Maybe we can just chat and answer some questions for a couple more minutes here. Is there anything you guys have questions about I want to go over? Also, I'd love to know if you guys caught the long today and we prepared for yesterday. If you caught the long, throw a 1 in the chat. Nice, Turtle. Nice, Joey. Two days. Nice. Almost liquidated you. Oh no. You mean stopped you out or liquidated you? Hopefully you mean stopped you out. Almost stopped me out, bro. So the 5-minute break here, I was looking at the trade at entering here, and a 2.2 doesn't really get me that excited, so I wanted the 3. So I got in like right here when it came back for me, and then yeah, it came all the way down here to discount, and I thought I was gonna get stopped out, but structure wins, up we go. One of the things that kept me kind of bullish down here was that this high didn't sweep this. Like if this high had swept up here and then we broke structure here, it would be a lot easier for me to think of going down. Like generally at highs you're gonna see like sweeps and then change directions. Like kind of like something like this, right? Then you break the structure, down you go. But this, like in 4-hour uptrends, it's like we talk about, right? I get excited about these breaks. This is kind of what we talked about on the stream yesterday. This doesn't really get me excited to short. What this gets me excited for is this break right here. Because yeah, you can trade like inside structure on the way up, right? Like you could follow 5-minute structure after you get your break here. You could trade the structure all the way up, but I like whenever we get these market structure breaks, it sets up for the bullish break that I can get long on. And the opposite is true in downtrends, of course. But yeah, that's what gets me excited. But yeah, it's kind of what we talked about on the stream yesterday, right? So we lost our 15-minute structure. What happens when you lose structure? Mitigate, drop, lose your 1-hour structure, drop some more. Kind of front ran our level, which makes me think maybe we could get like one more sweep. I would love that, so we long it again. But what we do have to keep in mind is that it would be nice to get for like 4-hour traders, like for Barbie's trying to jump on the 4-hour, right? Like this is a big stop loss, so you have to wait for it to come down here if you're just doing like a 4-hour swing. Whereas if we break this high, then the 4-hour strong low moves here, and it's a lot more accessible for like 4-hour swing traders to add liquidity. But we'll have to see what happens. All right, more and more people coming in here. Great to see everyone. What's up, Cuban? How's it going? Make sure you like the stream on your way in. Man, my charts get so dirty. Alright, let's clean this up a bit. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I thought I turned that off. So the trade that I was kind of talking about earlier is kind of playing out. So I was looking at this before the stream started. This break of structure here, because it's a really nice risk to reward. It's like a 3 risk to reward. Why is it not showing? Yeah, it's like a 3 risk to reward to the highs. So Might be coming back up there. 5 minute. All this was is so your 15-minute structure breaks bullish with this break of this high here. Right? So we break our 15-minute bullish. We come down to mitigate. When we mitigate here, you break your 5-minute bearish. Where was it? Right here. And then you come down, set up for a bullish break. Up you go. But I was about to stream. Really, I already took this one trade today, so kind of chilling. Okay, 20 people in here. Yeah, we can kind of do TA. So because not much has really changed from yesterday because we didn't tap this level. We didn't tap this level. Where did we come down to like a fib level? Let's see. Yeah, we didn't even come down to like the 382. It was a very front ran bounce, which is bullish if we break this high. It's bullish because you can long with your stop loss below here. The problem is like we do need to break daily structure, but that's like only a 2 to 1. But obviously up to the weekly high, it's like a 5 to 1. So it makes sense. If you're trying to get in on that new weekly high. So some levels to be aware of. So we mitigated this low already with this tap here, so we can get rid of this supply here. Now we still have these levels to be aware of here. I would kind of mark out this whole region as supply. Let's do stream supply here. Oh, the music is probably still loud. Hold on. Okay. So we can kind of mark out this whole region as supply, which is between 115 and 116. I obviously like this red box double overlap here, the order block and supply. But really, like these are just like levels that I would expect to pull back from until we break bearish 4-hour market structure. As you guys know, we are currently in an environment of innocent until proven guilty. You can take those 5-minute scalps again and not just them immediately turn around on you. It's nice. We have bullish 15-minute market structure as well after the break of the high I was talking about here. And we didn't have any significant 15-minute lows in here, so we're still bullish on the 15-minute, which is why that 5-minute scalp made sense here. Break of downtrending momentum, break structure. So what is the next level? Like, what is left for the bulls to prove that we can attack this week high on the weekly? Really, the only step left is to break daily structure, right? Because we talked about yesterday how the 12-hour structure got broken, right here. And then the 4-hour structure is bullish. So it's a unique situation because your weekly is bullish, your daily is bearish, your 12-hour is bullish, and your 4-hour is bullish. Bullish, 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 right? Setting up for October, right? So really, if we check this box off, I mean, bulls are going to be partying. So that's kind of the last level that I can give you guys. I'm not really that concerned with Bitcoin right now at all. Do you use those on the 4-hour by example? We can look at fair value gaps. So yeah, like you can use fair value gaps. Like they definitely, if there's a lot of volume behind them, they definitely do get respected, especially like halfway through the fair value gap, right? I like barriers based on like where the previous sell orders were. So like, yeah, there are imbalances in the fair value gaps, but there's a lot of resting sell orders here that cause this big sell imbalance. So I would respect the orders here more than I would respect like the areas that got cut through. But they definitely work. It just depends on your strategy. Like halfway through vector candles, that definitely works. I've seen that work. But generally, I'm going to get most of my like big respectable areas from where price previously spent time and had a massive reaction out of it, especially if it broke something. So like the supply here and the supply here led to a 12-hour break of structure. So I'm going to put a lot more weight on these supply areas because they've previously shown they're strong enough to break 12-hour structure. So I care about those more than I would care necessarily about, like, yeah, I know that 12-hour structure broke here, which led to a massive sell-off, which created fair value gaps, but that's because of the structure break here. So I'm more concerned with what caused the structure break here, if that makes sense. Obviously, like if fair value gaps line up with a fib and there's like more confluences, the more confluences you add, like kind of like why I like this area, right? The more confluences you add, the better. But generally, I'm looking for like order blocks that caused imbalances for where I'm looking to get in, or demand that caused imbalances. Was there any doubt? I would say yeah, there was doubt. So we could have easily, when we came up to the golden pocket on the daily here, we could have easily made a new low on the daily, which is why we were cautious all in here until we get a 4-hour market structure break. But obviously, like, it was a good sign whenever the daily broke, whenever we got 4-hour structure break here and a rise up. The question was at the time was just, is this going to be a golden bull run that stops at the golden pocket to lead to a new low? Or is this going to actually be a fight? And that's going to be decided by where we catch ourselves and how strongly we catch ourselves after rejecting from the golden pocket. In structure, there was a doubt as soon as the daily structure broke. But, I mean, if you're looking at seasonality and stuff, I mean, October's usually really good. So I just like to have structural confirmations behind it too. Which now we do, which is awesome. Like I said, 4 out of 5 high time frame charts or time frames are bullish, which is fantastic. And with one of them being the weekly, that's even better, right? Okay, cool. So, well, we can quickly go over the pullback levels again. So, obviously, we would like to come back to either one of these two demand levels. It's kind of the only areas in here that really make sense to come back to, right? Because we didn't spend much time here. We spent time here, and we spent time in the accumulation range. And we did sweep the accumulation low once. I wouldn't necessarily want to come all the way down here and sweep it. We could remain bullish. We are technically still ranging with the bullish bias now until we close a 4-hour candle above 115.257. So I would love to see that. Range deviations are nice for proof of direction. I used one when I was entering this trade today. So whenever we broke structure here, we not only broke structure, but we also closed above the range deviations. So that's why I got in when we pulled back. I would have probably taken the trade anyway, but it was just added confluence. Definitely like when we get a decisive move out before mitigating. So if we get that decisive move on the 4-hour, that would be a 4-hour close above like 115 area, 115,200. But so far it looks good. I mean, 12 hours bullish. Love that. We just have one more hurdle to pass. We also clearly broke our downtrending momentum on the 12-hour, right? Clear breakout. And then we just have to close a daily above here. And I don't see any reason why we wouldn't come to the all-time high. What happens when we get to the all-time high is important. So, you know, a prepared trader is a profitable trader. So just let's find a clean chart here. 244 drawings. Maybe I don't do this one. Let's see. All right. So something to keep in mind. We're just going to do some really macro here. All right. So we had our previous range here. We came up. We put in a range deviation on the monthly. On the weekly, we did close above, which is nice. We had our little mitigation at our decision block we've been looking at for forever. But this pattern is important to invalidate, and that's this. Right, so what we don't want to do is put in like a Model 1 or a Model 2 distribution for a further breakdown. So we do want to see a clear, I would say like monthly close above 125 or sorry, above 117 or 118 to confirm it's not a range deviation up, and we don't want to see like a strong sell-off supported by volume at the highs. But seasonality points to that being unlikely, so I just want it's just a little teaching moment. I'm not by any means saying that's going to happen, right? We trade structure, right? What would we see up here to show any sort of concern? The same thing we're always looking for, a 4-hour market structure break. We'd be like, okay, it's guilty again, and you can take shorts down. But until that happens, it's looking fine. 115,300 is kind of where this downtrending resistance is as well. Okay. All right. Is there? I've taught you to love long. Yeah, Joey. I remember when we had that one-on-one call, and you were telling me how you just wanted to short the market. Yeah, I won't. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see you. Nice to see you killing it with longs. It's been awesome. All right. Is there any other questions on Bitcoin here? All right, if there's not any other questions on Bitcoin, you can just throw whatever coins you guys want to look at. We can do some TA. I'm going to grab some water. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Make sure you like the stream. Join the free Discord. Oh, it's not pinned to the top of the chat. Pin to the top of the chat. We're going to go through some altcoins. I'm just going to grab some water. All right. Okay. Yeah, we can look at Sol. Let's check on Sol here. Okay. Oh, excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. So the 4 hour still hasn't broken on Sol. So we're kind of still looking at what we were looking at yesterday. So you still want to see Sol get a clean close above 216.24. And then the plan is the same, right? You're waiting for break out of the downtrend, break of structure on some sort of pullback. And then you're looking to attack this high. At least, and then you're going to have TP1 is going to be the sell box here, right? Previous lows. It's doing a nice job of mitigating on its way up, like rise mitigation, which is either a good thing or it means it has to sweep lower. And I think what will decide that is whether or not we come above this high. You come above 216. This whole area becomes a buy on the 4 hour. We can zoom in a little bit, see if we have any actionable structure on. So we did get a 1 hour break at the lows here. We got my favorite little JPAL pattern. If you're a fan of the channel, you guys should all be familiar with this pattern. I will continue telling you guys that all the time. Get the little SFP break of structure at the lows. Come up. Fake out bearish break of structure here. And then we just SFP'd the lows on the 1 hour. Or wait, was that? No. Okay, so we broke the 1 hour bearish here. Man, it just keeps pulling the lows. And then we break it back bullish. Games. This is just games on Sol right now. I mean, you could take the. No, that's not really a real SFP there, but it is liquidity grab. I call it a liquidity grab. So yeah, we're looking for a 4 hour close above here. Other than that, I think the TA is the same as yesterday. But yeah, close above 216. You can start looking at much higher targets. I do like that it's pretty strong that it only pulled back to the macro 382 of this entire move. Still looking at the same areas for you, Cuban. I still really like this 174 area. If we do have to come lower, kind of aligning with this golden pocket and this support level. If we have to come lower, this is where I'd look. Otherwise, if we break 4 hour, I think we just come up at least to this sell box. Hey, what's up, Alex? Good to see you, bro. Of course, bro. Sui? Yeah, we can look at Sui. Okay. Alright, it's been a minute since we looked at this, so let's start over. Wait, did it hit? Dude, we've been waiting for this for forever. Wait, where's that trade? Okay, cool. So we finally hit 308. Nice. Yeah, this was obviously the best level I was looking for because it's just the demand chain, right? I was confused when we didn't tap it here, but this makes more sense. Liquidity grab into it. I really like the way the Sui looks right now. This looks great. Okay, yeah. Good call looking at Sui. Let's take a look. Did we get 4 hour out of this? No, we didn't get 4 hour. So 4 hour break, be up here. Let's look at the 1 hour. Oh yeah, I like this. Yeah, range, initiate, mitigate, continuation. Yeah, I agree, Alex. You can break your 1 hour out of here. Come back, golden pocket. Yeah, I think Sui looks great. I mean, it still has to break 4 hour here. Like, oh, that's pretty high. Yeah, I think this looks great. It's clear, like model 2 accumulation here. Initiate, mitigate, continuation. You even get break bearish on the 1 hour here, and then you just break bullish on the 1 hour here, retest to previous highs, and we're going up. You break if you're trying to get long, you can obviously scalp this on smaller time frames, but if you break this high, you can also get long here. If you break the 4 hour, you can leave a runner to go higher. Just be aware we may get some sort of mitigation after this, but this level, I would not be surprised if it had a big reaction out of it. Like this is where you would expect Sui to bounce from, and a perfect golden pocket retest as well. As far as targets, you obviously will have a reaction at the liquidity and the highs here. Above that, got previous. Yeah, it's kind of if you can make it past here. you might have a small reaction to like 3.6, but you're probably coming to at least 375. Be my guess. So if I was getting long somewhere in here, it'd be like TP1 here, TP2 here, TP3 here, and then the rest you can leave a runners for the highs, maybe even the higher high. What's up, Onda Poncho? Good to see you, man. Yeah, I like it. I would say like any sort of like 5-minute break, kind of similar to Bitcoin right now. You can take. I would feel a lot better after you break 340 because I want to see a 4-hour break out of this level. That would be fantastic. Because it is still definitely possible if Bitcoin has further pullback to come sweep these lows one more time, kind of do an extended model one here, but I would expect a strong reaction here. SEI, yeah. Okay. A messy chart. This looks like kind of similar to what Sui looks like, just higher on the chart, right? Let's see. Let's clean this up. Let's start over. So it's still holding this little demand support here. So you broke your daily structure bearish here. Broke it back bullish. Still under bullish daily, but kind of flagging out at the lows here. Let's look at 4-hour. Four hours kind of far away, which leads me to think we may need to sweep this liquidity in here. If we did sweep this liquidity in here and then break 4-hour here, let's see what the RR would be there. Yeah, that's not a bad trade. It's like a 4.5 to the highs. I'm not fully convinced that SEI is done grabbing liquidity yet. I don't like the way this low looks. Let me look at like 1 hour. I mean, it could hold here, but I would like a sweep better. Especially because this didn't take this low. Have you broken 1 hour yet? So you haven't even convincingly broken 1 hour structure yet? Yeah. Make it prove that it's ready to go up, in my opinion. So you want to at least see a 1 hour close above 28.38. Otherwise, you're probably grabbing this. If you close above here, maybe get like initiation, mitigation, take like a 15-minute break out of here, then your target one would be the 4-hour break. And then if that breaks, you can hold a runner up to these highs. Because if you do break 4-hour, you're not going to have much trouble getting to 31 cents. Oh, Alex, thank you, bro. I appreciate that for real, man. God bless. Oh, you're already long from 2680? Wow. Nice long. Yeah, in that case, I mean, you're chilling, right? Because you're in at the lows, so you kind of put your stop to break even, and then if you get this sweep, then you can just re-enter down here, right? Because this is a daily structure break, right? So I mean, you don't really want to hold through into a loss because the floor can fall out here, right? So you want to get like a market structure break at the lows here, like preferably like 15-minute, but that tells you that the SFP is going to hold because you're under bearish 4-hour. All right, perfect. Yeah, not totally sold on that yet, but looks okay. Tau? Yeah, we can look at Tau. Okay. So you're under daily bearish here. Never broke it back bullish yet. It's not very helpful. You have liquidity here. Let's see, 4 hour. Have a 4 hour high here. Yeah, these altcoins look like they could do the dirty here. They could do one more sweep down for sure. Even 1 hour. Yeah, I don't like that they didn't. I guess it did give you a 1 hour break here. Okay, that's good. Gives you a 1 hour break, but then it breaks it right back bearish again. So you're under bearish 1 hour. So you're under bearish daily, you're under bearish 4 hour, you're under bearish 1 hour. Yeah, Tau's not ready yet. It still has work to do. You want to at least break your 1 hour back bullish, which would be breaking these highs, unless we set another low, right? Then you could get a break here. But right now, it's not ready to long. Again, unless it can break 4 hour here, there's just better coins to trade. Like Bitcoin looks way better than this does, right? And this looks like it's just going to pull 287, right? Now that can all change if we then break structure bullish, right? But right now, without a break of these highs, you're bearish on 3 of your indication bias time frames. So it just looks like it's on its way to pull the low. If it's not going to pull the low, what you'd be looking for, something like this, right? Like a 15-minute break out of this demand here. Target 1 of these highs, target 2 of these highs, and then you can leave a runner. But yeah, this just isn't tradable with risk to reward right now. Of course, Jam, no problem. All right, let's check back up Sonic. Okay, we can look at that first, and then we'll check back up on Bitcoin here. Sonic. A chance to get back up. Oh, boy. Back up here? I mean, I can tell you what would need to happen for that journey to start. So the problem with Sonic is that you get some hope here with a daily structure break, right? And then that hope is very short-lived. You get an SFP followed by a bearish break of structure, right? This is an inverted JPOW, right? Pattern we like on this channel. And then you just dump. And then you do the same thing, right? You do the exact same thing. So it just dumps. It doesn't even pull the low here to give you a structure break here. It front runs the low, but it barely breaks the daily structure here. It looks like a range deviation. Was it a range deviation over here too? No, so that broke, but this looks like a range deviation here. Yeah, so you get like a range deviation out, you break structure bullish, and then they just immediately break it back bearish again. So you're under bearish daily. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is technically under bullish structure, but I would not touch this unless you have a bullish 4 hour break and unless you know what the fundamentals are, because this looks terrible. Like if we just slap on like a lifetime VWAP on this thing, Let's see. Like it hasn't even like proven it deserves to be alive yet. So yeah, it's got a lot. It's got a lot of work to do. Your first sign of hope would be a break of like 18 cents. You have a bag and stuck on it. Well, I mean, if you have a bag, I mean, you've been holding it this long. I mean, you don't want to sell at the bottom, right? Unless you have like a significant amount of money in here and you're just watching it bleed, right? But I mean, if October goes up, I mean, if Celsius can pump when it's a literal scam, I mean, I think you can at least get something back here. But yeah, your first inclination would be like 18 cents. Okay. Yeah, of course, brother. Okay, yeah. So that 5-minute structure break trade's playing out. All right, 3 risk to reward. Nice. Okay. So one thing I wanted to talk about. So similar to what we talked about with this break back here, right? Price action right now is kind of giving me these vibes, right? The way that it comes right up to the structure break but doesn't break it. Obviously, if it just breaks 4-hour structure here, gives you a new strong low, you can just get long, stop loss here, target the daily structure break. Daily structure breaks, you're leaving it to all-time high. But if it doesn't and it just plays around, you have to understand that these are all opportunities, right? You have to be able to identify where the liquidity is, right? So whenever you have an area of liquidity and you're coming up to it, not quite breaking it and pulling back, not quite breaking it and pulling back, not quite breaking it and pulling back, each one of these legs down is an opportunity to build longs to ultimately close at this liquidity, right? For like bigger positions. So the more that we kind of toy with this and then come back down, you're looking for a correction to happen, right? So in this case, it was a 5-minute bearish break. You're still under 15-minute bullish structure. You're under 4-hour bullish structure. You're under 1-hour bullish structure. So then you let the pullback happen, creates the opportunity for a bullish break. You get in on the bullish break if the RR is right, and you target the weak high. And you just do that over and over again. Like we were ripping up that range before, you continue to do that. If you get lucky, it'll come to one of these two levels. You can get a nice swing trade. But all the 4-hour traders who the RR is not here right now for the lows down here, if we do break this high, the RR comes into play again, and we can load up that liquidity to go higher. All right, awesome, guys. Do you have any more questions? Anything you guys want to talk about? Oh, I feel much better, Daniel. Yeah, it was rough being sick for a while. I just want to say, guys, 25 viewers, 25 likes. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys for being here every week. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Of course, my name is Wave Cipher. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure you join the free Discord, pin at the top of the chat. Come hang out with us. Take trades every day. And much love. Trade safe. Wave Cipher out. You have a great one.